describe your relationship to jazz music and how you feel the Pioneer Valley kind of affects that genre of music or builds it.
Well, I like listen. I mean, I really enjoy listening to jazz. I wasn't brought up on it, and or very much. My family's Polish, so I listened to polkas most of my life. So, I can't remember when I first. I mean, I think just hearing jazz, and I really liked it, and I think that's been nurtured by Tom Reaney's program. Jazz a la mode, and I've been listening to that for a long, long time. And you know, I've gone to jazz concerts off and on over the years. But I think I really got involved is because of Green Street, more involved with jazz, the jazz scene. I mean, I know a lot of jazz music, whatever, but I don't know by titles, or I don't know all the musicians. But I mean, I really enjoy. I mean, I like listening to jazz, and in fact, several years ago there was our ID and Hampshire Life was on, you know, the Gazette, local newspaper, and I gave anything by Duke Ellington as my favorite music, which is true. It still is. So I mean, it's really great. It's a very. That's all I can say. But I think that Paul, this whole scene is for me important because you know, I'm not a part of the music scene. I'm not a musician. I know nothing about music, other than I listen to music and I really enjoy music, and it's integral to my quality of life. And the thing about coming to these, you know, if you show up, you know, people recognize you and you feel really welcome. You really feel a part, that you have value. It's, you know, the listeners have value, and I think, as I used to say, my ex-husband was an artist. You know, I can't make art, but I can help make art happen. And I think, you know, all artists need people to enjoy or listen, see their art, and react to their art. So I think that's what, you know, I feel like I have a great role, and I really enjoy it. And I mean, you get that sense, you know, it's like coming in here, when you come as a regular, you know, there's a sense of community, and, you know, everybody's hugging you, and, you know, people recognize me, and it's really nice.
That's great.
Yeah, and you know, jazz is just like real life, you know, it's a impromptu. And you know, the other thing about it, I was talking to somebody the other day about, I'm always amazed how musicians they've never played with each other, but they get up here, and it's like they make music, and I'm like, maybe some countries could kind of like take some hints from jazz musicians about how to work together on things. It really.
Yeah, that was you literally answered my second and third question all in one, because I was going to ask you about kind of the roles that everyone plays and how it just meshes.
It does. It's incredible. It really is. It was fascinating. Last 2 Sundays ago, my friend who comes sometimes, he goes to the Unitarian Society, and they had a jazz service. And the minister, I mean, I want to have some of her, you know, her sermon. I mean, I guess they call that person a minister, but you know, talking about jazz and what it does to, I mean, how jazz, how in terms of life, and how it mimics life in a lot of ways, and it's incredible. It really, everybody's got a role, and you're right. I mean, I think that's integral, and I don't think people realize that, because I used to be intimidated because, you know, the people would mention things, and I don't know, you know, they talk about key of this or whatever. I'm like, go figure. But, and the thing about this scene is that everybody's welcome. You don't have to be an accomplished musician, or, you know, have to be famous.
So you started to touch on my next question a little bit earlier. You were talking about the cafe, and that's one area that we really were interested in documenting. Is, I mean, the loft has only been used for the past 5 weeks now.
Yeah.
What did the cafe mean to the community?
Well, I think it's hard because, and you know, I'm going to be honest, because there was a lot of ambivalent feelings about the place. Jim's you know, they've been great to me. They've been welcoming to Paul and everybody, and you know, I have nothing bad, you know, nothing poor to say about it. I also, you know, feel that the smallness of the space was, it just drew people closer together. I think that that was part of it, and the welcoming. You know, I think, you know, sometimes people didn't get a sense on, you know, there was personalities, and I think that that could have turned some people off and stuff, but I always felt welcome there. I didn't feel, you know, that I, you know, felt some of the things that some of the other people may have felt. And then again, you know, Jim after would laugh about it, you know, it's every place needs a curmudgeon, you know. He would say, you know, the last couple of shows, he'd yell at you, you know, purposely, you know, kind of a thing, you know, and it was just, yeah. You know, I think the part of it also, it's like you could sit on the steps, there was a place for people, and everybody was welcome too.
So I guess my next and last question, I think is my last. Yeah. The next and last question would just be, does the community ever meet outside of the Tuesday workshops?
Not, I think some people do. You know, I mean, I've gone to some performances or concerts and stuff, but I don't think they really, you know, you'll see that some of the same people there, you know, people. But I think, you know, the thing also about this is that, I mean, it's essentially free. You know, people, anybody could come, and I think that's important because there, you know, some people can't. You know, this day and age, the economics, people cannot go out and they can't spend a lot of money. You could come here and not spend any, and it's really, it means a lot to me, and it's important to have that. So, I know that there's somebody, you know, there's groups of people that were starting a Valley Jazz network of some sort. You know, I signed up for it, but I haven't heard anything. But again, just like with all volunteer kinds of organizations, it's only a certain few people, and somebody's got to do the work. And you know, it's like most of us have jobs that we have to go to. So I don't know, how, you know, that coming up, but you know, I mean, some of the other people are much more into it than I am, but I think the other thing that draws me here is just the sense of feeling like welcome and being important to the music. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome.